everybody. I hope you're doing well. As many of you know, I love music. Music has always been an important part of my life and faith ever since I was a little kid singing in the children's choir. I grew up in a traditional church, and so I learned the hymns of our faith. And unlike many of you, I even like learning new hymns. One of my favorite Easter hymns is Up From the Grave He Arose. I love it because it's so dramatic. The verses are somber and slow, and then the chorus is full of life and energy. I think it's cool that the chorus starts low and then rises up the scale as we sing, Up from the grave he arose. That tune and the lyrics were written by Robert Lowry in 1874 and first published in 1875. Lowry was first a university professor of literature, and then he was a Baptist pastor, and finally an editor for a music publishing company. He actually wrote many hymns and tunes. He wrote the words and the tunes for Nothing But the Blood and Shall We Gather at the River. He also wrote the tunes to I Need Thee Every Hour and Marching to Zion. And those are just a few examples of the songs that we're most familiar with. Quoting from a book of hymn stories by Kenneth W. Osbeck, when often asked about his method for writing songs, Lowry answered in this way: I have no set method. Sometimes the music comes and the words follow. I watch my moods, and when anything strikes me, whether words or music, no matter where I am, at home or on the street, I jot it down. My brain is sort of a spinning machine, for there is music running through it all the time. The tunes of nearly all the hymns I have written have been completed on paper before I tried them on the organ. Frequently, the words of the hymn and the music have been written at the same time. And so it was with Up From the Grave He Arose. During the Easter season of 1874, while having his devotions one evening, Robert Lowry was impressed with the events associated with Christ's resurrection, especially with these words recorded in Luke 24, 6-8. He is not here, but he is risen. Remember how he spoke unto you when he was in Galilee, saying, The Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and the third day rise again. And they remembered his words. Soon, Robert Lowry found himself seated at the little pump organ in the parlor of his home. And in a very spontaneous fashion, there came forth the music and the words, giving expression to the thoughts that had been uppermost in his mind. The hymn's verses and refrain depict a vivid contrast between the moods of death and resurrection.